Dolphins Today is sponsored by Mint Mobile, our newest sponsor here at Chat Sports, and they're offering cell phone plans that start as low as $15 per month. That's the link right there to get that deal. MintMobile.com/chatsports. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today, and we have some major, and I mean major Dolphins trade rumors to discuss. We'll get to that in a second. Before we do, go down, hit that big red subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. We're trying to win a contest here at Chat Sports this month. Which channel can get the most subscribers to turn on their notifications? Help us get to 17%. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. So Jimmy Garoppolo has been a quarterback that has been in trade rumors throughout the entire NFL offseason, and ESPN's Adam Schefter reported yesterday that his current team, the San Francisco 49ers, have given him permission to seek a trade partner. Now, the Niners drafted Trey Lance third overall in 2021. He backed up Jimmy G last season, but it's always been the plan for Lance to take over in 2022. He, of course, has been the starter in San Fran the last several seasons, led the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance during the 2019 season. He was this close to bringing a Super Bowl to the Bay Area. They were up by 10 in the fourth quarter. They ended up losing to the Kansas City Chiefs, but Jimmy G was that close to being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Now, this report from Matt Lombardi came out last night. After Adam Schefter's report, the 49ers granted Jimmy Garoppolo permission to seek a trade. The team that keeps coming up in my conversations with NFL executives as a team to watch is the Miami Dolphins. Here is that Heavy.com article that was posted last night from Matt Lombardi, who covers the NFL for Heavy.com. He's been an NFL writer for several years now. So here is what was said in that article. San Francisco is in a tight spot. It's either going to come down to trading him or cutting him, and they're going to lose the trade no matter what. He's talking to an NFC personnel executive in this article. That is what the executive said. Here's what Lombardi said. The Miami Dolphins have been linked only in passing to Garoppolo, but given new head coach Mike McDaniel's familiarity with Garoppolo from his time as Kyle Shanahan's offensive coordinator, perhaps a South Beach reunion could be in the cards. I know this, says the NFC personnel executive that Lombardi talked to. Jimmy G is way more liked in league circles as a player than Tua is. He's accomplished way more, and that matters at that position almost more than anything else. And remember, Mike McDaniel knows Jimmy really well. Now, before we get into my thoughts on this, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you want to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when an ad break comes here in the next few seconds, go down, sound off down in the comments section. This is a terrible idea. This is just not a good idea if the Dolphins were to even think about this, because you have Tua Tagovailoa, someone who I think has made a lot of strides this offseason, someone who the team has rallied behind. We heard Tyreek Hill go out of his way to defend Tua. He believes in his quarterback. Jalen Waddle believes. Mike McDaniel believes in his quarterback. Here is what Jimmy G did last year, though, before we get into more about Tua. He had nearly 4,000 yards, so 3,810 passing yards, 68.2% completion percentage, which was actually a little bit higher than Tua. 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions last season for Jimmy G. Let's break down the pros and cons of this trade. The obvious con, the number one con, is that you would be giving up on Tua, and in my opinion, you'd be giving up on Tua prematurely. I think Tua deserves this year. The pro, the clear pro, is that Jimmy Garoppolo wins football games. His record as a starting quarterback in the National Football League is 33-14. The guy wins. A con, he's not an X factor. I don't know if this is a guy that can win you a Super Bowl. It's not like you're trading for Tom Brady or Lamar Jackson. Another con is he's pricey, he's expensive, and that's a reason I think that San Francisco, in addition to the injury concerns, has not been able to trade him this offseason. And then in other pros, he's obviously familiar with Mike McDaniel, who was his offensive coordinator last season. Let's go back to that Heavy.com article because they also said this. If McDaniel isn't confident that Tua Tagovailoa is capable of not only keeping Miami's Ferrari of an offense on the road, but helping it reach peak performance. Garoppolo's competence in his scheme might be exactly what the Dolphins need to pose a legitimate threat to the Buffalo Bills' reign in the AFC East. With a new head coach, all he cares about is winning and winning now. He could be looking at Tua, shaking his head and saying, I don't know. Maybe he loves him, but if he hasn't seen enough from him during workouts or OTAs, that this is his honeymoon with that ownership in front office. Make the deal now. That quote coming from an NFC personnel executive that Matt Lombardi spoke to. But I think McDaniel believes in Tua. We've heard McDaniel speak very highly of Tua throughout the entire offseason, throughout the training program in Miami Gardens. I think McDaniel believes in Tua, that Tua can be the guy. He wants to see what Tua can do in his and Frank Smith's offense. Now let's talk about Mint Mobile again, because Mint Mobile is bringing you unlimited talk and text, high-speed data, a mobile hotspot, and most importantly, plans starting at as low as $15 per month. And this service that you will have will switch seamlessly between 5G and 4G, whichever network is the strongest. You will have the strongest internet connection. Again, just $15 per month. With inflation, we're all looking to save money. Mint Mobile is a great way to do it. That's the link right there. Go down and take advantage of that deal. mintmobile.com/chatsports. Let's compare what Tua did last season to Jimmy G. So both of their completion percentage, very, very high. Jimmy G had more yards, also had more games played, though. Let's keep that in mind. More touchdowns, and then also more interceptions. So somewhat of a similar stat line outside of yardage when you're looking at these two quarterbacks. Now, in my opinion, giving up on Tua Tagovailoa for Jimmy G would be dumb. Let's say tomorrow the Baltimore Ravens shopped Lamar Jackson, right? And you had an opportunity to trade for Lamar. Then maybe I would consider that if it meant getting an MVP quarterback like Lamar Jackson or the GOAT in Tom Brady. I would consider it. But giving up on Tua prematurely for Jimmy Garoppolo is not the move. Now, who do you think is the better quarterback? Is it Tua Tagovailoa type TT, or is it Jimmy Garoppolo type JG? Down in the comments section, go down, let me know what you think. Who is the better QB? Here's what the Dolphins have done for Tua this year, and it's a reason that I want to see Tua play this year for the Dolphins. They hired Mike McDaniel, who is going to support Tua, unlike the previous head coach, Brian Flores. They brought back Mike Gesicki on the tag, unfortunately not extending him, but at least you bring him back for this season. They improved the offensive line, signing Connor Williams and Teron Armstead. You improve the run game significantly, signing Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, and Sony Michel. That is going to take a lot of pressure off of Tua. And then you draft Eric Ezukanma. You sign Cedric Wilson. Tua is going to have a lot of weapons this season. Here is what he has done throughout his career. And when you're talking about Tua, you're talking about a guy that has won football games, a 13-8 record as a starter. Yes, Jimmy G has won football games, maybe more football games. He's also been in the league longer. He's had pretty good talent around him over there in San Francisco. But Tua's stat line, I think, is better than what people tend to make it out to be. He is one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. I want to give Tua this year. And if you are looking at the future for the Dolphins, right, and Tua does not perform this year, then yes, maybe evaluate other quarterback options. You have 2 first-round picks next year. Let's say the Dolphins have the 15th or 16th overall pick. You can trade up into the top 10, I think, with your 2 picks. And then you have Lamar Jackson potentially as a free agent next year. Kyler Murray just got extended today, so he'll be off the market next season. But you look at Tua right now, and I think Tua this year will go out and prove a lot of people wrong. I think he's going to shut up a lot of the critics, and I would like to see what Tua can do this year. You would be giving up on him way too prematurely if you were to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Now, I thought this tweet last night from Cam Marino was very interesting. I know what you're thinking, no relation to Dan, but Cam covers the Atlanta Falcons, and here's what he said. Interesting update. The Falcons are one of the 5 known teams with a call-in to the 49ers regarding quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, a source confirms. Now, I was a little bit surprised to hear this because right after the Adam Schefter report that the Niners have given Garoppolo permission to seek a trade partner, you have all these teams blowing up the Niners' phone. So here were the teams that have been linked to Jimmy G in the past 24 hours. The Seattle Seahawks, who obviously their quarterback situation is abysmal between Geno Smith and Drew Lock. The Atlanta Falcons are a team that has been linked, as well as the Houston Texans. Now, the Texans have their young second-year quarterback, Davis Mills, who in my opinion is very underrated, but maybe they want to go out and trade for a veteran quarterback because this is a really big year for that front office and that coaching staff. The Browns are awaiting a Deshaun Watson suspension decision. Could be a full year. Might make sense for them to go out and get Jimmy G. The New York Giants, I personally don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. And then the Dolphins, one of the teams linked due to the familiarity with Mike McDaniel and Jimmy G. Now go down, predict it. Where will Jimmy G land? Tell me what you think down in the comments section, but it's really interesting to see the Dolphins linked because throughout the entire offseason, this is the first time that the Dolphins have been linked to Jimmy Garoppolo. Here are some quarterbacks that have been linked to the Dolphins in the past year. So obviously the Deshaun Watson trade rumors throughout most of last season, very, very loud. Tom Brady, the start of this offseason, we heard a lot about him. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, who is slated to be a free agent next year. We've heard him linked to Miami as maybe a target in free agency next year. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, the latest quarterback, linked to the Dolphins. Now, Tua early in the season is going to have an opportunity to shut up all these quarterback rumors because until Tua proves himself as the franchise long-term quarterback in Miami, you're going to hear a lot of quarterbacks linked to the Dolphins. The Dolphins are always going to be brought up as a team that might look to trade for a quarterback on the market, draft a quarterback, sign one in free agency. But Tua early in the season, because you play the New England Patriots, you play the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, and the Cincinnati Bengals in your first 4 games. If Tua goes 3-1 in those 4 games and is balling out, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to be talking about quarterbacks in terms of rumors related to the Miami Dolphins. Tua has an opportunity to shut up these rumors and do so early this season. Thanks for watching this edition of Dolphins Today. If you haven't already, go down, subscribe to the channel, and go down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the latest trade rumors.